guys, here another episode of Trainer Confidential here with Donnie, and we're going to talk today about the Brazilian the Arnold South America that we had this weekend. So well, really, it's the third biggest show now of the year. So so far, so it was a pretty important show. I know a lot of these guys I had to look up because they're kind of new.
It's about 12 in the lineup, right?
Yeah, yes, there was, yeah. But man, yeah. So anyway, let's get right into that. Beiruz Tabani won first place in that, and he's from Iran.
Right. He's an
We got
Iranian.
second was Wellington Fernando Baptista. I'm not sure where he's from. Oh, he's from South America, actually. That's where he's from. He's from Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
We had third Emor, sorry if I don't pronounce these right. Amagrit. I'm sure that's wrong. Then we had fourth Joseph Caventon, and then we had Viter Hugo Boff as fifth. So we'll just go with the top five for now. But I'm going to pull up some pictures, and then I want to talk about a little bit of their history.
Yeah.
Which is pretty impressive. These are guys are going to be paying attention to because you're going to see a little bit more of them, I think, in the future. And yeah, so here here's the lineup right here. Here's the top five. So that's Beiruz there.
Yeah, and the guy in the green took second.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too.
I think they only gave out 3 checks on this.
Oh, is that right? Only top 3 got paid?
Huh?
What was the payout? Do you know?
I think the winner got 10 grand, and second place got maybe 5, something like that.
Oh, wow. So third probably got 3,000 or something like that.
Yeah, they were the only ones that got to pay. Everybody else did not get paid.
Huh. Well, Beirut's gonna he qualified for the Olympia, so you'll be seeing him in the Olympia next year.
Yeah, you're talking about this year.
Or this year, yeah. Yeah, it is
This year.
Yeah.
So all he needs to do is he just needs to just sit back and just prep for that.
That's right. Yeah. And he's got time. He's got what is that, about 7.5 months?
I know. When do they have the Olympia now? They've been moving it, moving it around. It was in December last year.
Yeah. I think it's going to be in December again. I think. I don't know if they actually have a date yet, but I know about a month ago everybody was saying 9 months. So 7 to 8 months I think is about when it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy looked pretty good too. That was third place, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's him.
Yeah. I caught that that happened in one of my shows. I totally feel that one.
It's kind of a decent amount of muscle on him.
He does.
He doesn't strike me as being very tall.
No, I don't think he is. He's got to be probably 5'4", 5'5". It's pretty short. Now this guy, this is Wellington here.
Right.
This guy's pretty impressive. He's got a lot of work to do, but he's got a great frame. I mean, this guy, like I was telling you earlier, reminds me of he's got a Flex Wheeler body.
There's just a little bit of disparity between one of his quads, though.
Yes.
You notice I'm looking at his right quad, and it seems to be a little bit bigger than his left quad.
You're
I
right.
don't know whether he injured or something like that, and sometimes that stuff happens, you
Huh.
know.
You're right about that.
But it was he was good enough to where it didn't really, set him back any.
Now, when they were going toe to toe, Beirut, he was sweating everywhere. That was
I
the
know
only.
his and his color just started coming off, and
Yeah.
yeah, it just wasn't a good look and stuff. But he was, his physique was good enough to where he could pull it off.
Yes, and he did, and he definitely did. He was clearly the winner. Wellington was really dry. He was shredded. He was right where he's supposed to be. The impressive thing about Wellington, which I'm going to go to that next, go to NPC News Online, and his history, which I thought was pretty impressive. So he 2022 last year he did the Arnold South America
Right.
amateur. So
Yeah,
and I believe that's where he got his pro card.
it
So
is.
he did one amateur show, and then bam, he was pro. A month later, he did the Brazilian pro and got second on that. And then here he is. So this is his third show, as far as I could find.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you turn pro on NPC News, does it still have your amateur shows history on there?
Yeah,
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. So that's his third show. He's got a lot of potential, I think.
yeah,
Now Beirut, his last show was 2021 Romania. He got third place in that. So he took these 2 years off and came in where he's coming in now, which was a good idea. I think a lot of times these guys they do too many shows and they just don't have time to grow. You know,
yeah.
so I think he played his cards right on that one myself,
Mm-hmm.
and now he's going to the Olympia. So
Yeah, he'll go against his fellow countrymen.
yeah, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, I wonder how many points separated the two.
Oh, that's a good. Can we find that out right now? Would they have the scorecards up? You think?
I don't know. I don't know.
Might be a little early for that. Yeah, that would be. We'll have to keep that in mind. Check out the scorecards for that. Because that would be, yeah, that's something I'm wondering myself. So I'm gonna go over to, let's see here, one of these. I think it's this one. Okay, here's Wellington right here. This is his. Let's see, this show right here would be. I don't know if this is the Brazilian Pro or if it's nope. This is the Arnold Classic. So this is Arnold Classic last year, which was his first show.
Yeah.
Uh, Looking at him, and I'm looking at his abs. Honestly, I think he came in better here than he did at the Arnold. It's maybe his abs got a little washed out or something. Maybe he's a little too he spilled over a little bit. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what happened. Do you see that?
Yeah. Yeah, he looks very crisp here.
He looks really
Very, very,
crisp.
very
Yeah,
separated. And the lighting and all the other stuff could have something to do with it too. So
you're right. Yeah.
there's a lot more shadowing going on in this particular photo.
So room for improvements for this guy. I mean, I see he needs some more sweep, and I see he needs some more thickness in his back. But
He
other
kind of
than
mind he
that,
kind of to me he kind of reminds me of a because of the way his lats are.
uh-huh.
He kind of reminds me of Dexter a little bit.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
That's what that looks like to me. It looks closer to he's like Dexter Jackson.
Huh.
That's what he kind of looks like. Dexter's got that long waist and the little higher lats, but he's developed him to the point to where they don't deter from his physique.
Yeah. And that structure is a tough structure to work with too, because when you have a long torso, you got to be extra wide on top to account for it, and because you're gonna have higher
He's
lats.
got yeah
It
yeah
is.
he's got a long waistline.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna go over to Beirut next here. Let's see here.
He was favored to win from the get go. As a matter of fact, I mean, especially when it was determined that Sergio Oliva Jr. wasn't gonna be able to make it. He
Yes.
was pretty much the shoe in at that point.
So let's talk about that a little bit. I don't know if you guys know, but Sergio Olivia Jr. was going to do that show. That's what he was. That's what he was. Prepping for and everything. But I think we talked about it some episodes ago. But anyway, he got in something happened over there in Dubai where he was at, and
Yeah.
he got in an accident and there was a death. Doesn't sound like it was his fault or anything, but he did get jailed for a little bit because they just do things differently down there. He's not being charged with anything, but it's still a process in court, so he wasn't able to get his visa to go to this, and that's what happened there. He actually put a meme up on Instagram.
Yeah.
He would have won the show, and he knows that. He knows that. So here's Beirut here, which he looks really good. I would actually say he definitely looks better at the Arnold than he did here, but he's just got a great shape to him. He's got nice looking quads.
Yeah.
But what I see a difference is in his midsection. That's where I see a difference from Arnold to this Arnold here, which was
Hmm.
last year. What do you when you're looking at him, what do you think? What do you think from the front? What could be improved?
Well, what can be improved?
Yeah,
I mean, there's no real disparity. I like his taper. I mean, his front double arm bicep. That's a great opening pose for him.
it is.
Great shape. Aesthetically pleasing. And he's got a fairly decent amount of thickness on him too. So I'm not really seeing. This is probably one of his money shots because of his taper, because of his shoulders, because of his quads and stuff. This is probably one of his money shots. His front double arm bicep. It's got a really small waistline, so yeah, it just really accentuates that taper.
It does. Yeah, yeah. I would say he's pretty complete in the front.
I
Oh,
had
I
to
mean,
take a look at some of his
yeah.
other poses and stuff, but
Yeah,
I don't really see a lot with this particular pose right here.
oh, don't look like we got any side shots up here. Do we have any back shots? Oh, weird. Oh, maybe we got more here.
Yeah, go to 2 or 3.
Oh, here's a back shot. Okay, we got some back shots right here, and we got some side shots. So, geez, he's got some giant glutes, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean his glutes are in really good and stuff. His hamstrings, he's fairly balanced with this.
He
Remember we
is.
talked about that before. Sometimes you'll get people they just really peeled and stuff downstairs, but you're not showing a lot of detail upstairs. Or
Yeah,
upstairs you're showing a heck of a lot of detail and you're just not seeing it downstairs. This guy, he seems to be fairly even.
yeah. He's pretty complete everywhere, isn't he?
Yeah, there's no disparity here. His upstairs seems to be. Actually, downstairs he seems to be a little bit more, just a tad, but just a tad. That's all.
Hey, he's got that
This is a
fe
good
he's
shot
got
for him.
the feathering in here
This
on the
this this
side.
yeah, this is a good shot for him. But the thing about it is the only thing with this, I don't think he's completely in the pose yet.
No, he's not.
His
Let's find a
abs
better
need
one.
his abs need to be in a good side tricep. It typically has some well developed abs to go with it and stuff. So,
Oh,
but I think he's not blowing. He's just pulling his stomach in.
you're
So
right.
that's why I don't think that's why the abs on is prominent and stuff. But nice thick chest, good chest thickness, nice little
Yeah,
sweep in the hamstrings. Side on you got feathering on the glutes from the side. You can tell this guy's pretty lean,
yeah, you're right. He's
and
not
you
sucking
and
in.
you got some stripes on the delts. I mean, so it's pretty good.
See a full muscular here.
This is no, this is not a pose for him. This is not a pose for him. He's got he's one of these he's got great delts, but I think the shoulder girth needs to be a little bit wider, then that would really
Yeah,
work.
yeah,
It's like Kevin Levrone. Kevin Levrone had great delts, but he had broad shoulders too. So
yeah,
long clavicles and that crab, it really works for people with broad shoulders, not necessarily big delts, but broad shoulders. Now,
you're
if you got
right.
them both, then yeah, that is the deal.
You're
I
right.
like to
I
see
think
with a crab. I think he'd probably look better in a crab.
Nick Walker likes that for full muscular too, and I always thought that made him look smaller for Nick Walker, but Nick Walker is not small. but I didn't think that was a good pose for him either, as far as the full muscular, because of that reason. He just doesn't have the width up top. Let's see here. Let's go to number 2 and see what that looks
Sure.
like. So his
Now this
history,
he's pulling this off though.
yeah. Oh yeah.
He's pulling this off pretty good and stuff, you know. His you know, definitely his notice his lats are pulling out about as wide as his shoulders are,
Mhm.
you know. So it's the same thing. He's got great delts and stuff. He probably could use about another inch on his shoulders and stuff, but he is managing to pull this off.
Yeah, he is. You're right. That's the only thing that I'm looking at that can see need help is just shoulders. That's it. Right here in this shot anyway.
And not so much development is, and the thing, the way he fixed it, he can't, because genetically, you know, you can't do anything about that.
Yeah. Now he's not in the pose here
No,
yet.
he's
So
not in the pose yet, but it's close.
where any of these is he in the pose in any of these?
I'm not seeing
Huh.
anything.
Yeah, he's just not in his side pose. He doesn't seem to be sucking in his stomach at all. I'm not seeing any ones that they're all kind of flat looking.
I think that's it right there. I think this is about as close to it as you're gonna get. I know he's got that space between his abs and his forearms. And
Mm-hmm.
typically that should be in a little bit more, you know.
He should be tilting just a little bit more too to get
Well,
that width across
that
here.
what do you mean tilting? I'm not
Tilting
getting
his
it.
shoulder back a little bit more. Don't you think?
Oh yeah, okay.
You know,
I see what you're saying.
keeping the belly button straight ahead, but kind of rotating the shoulder back just a little bit more to show the width across the top.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. He's showing a little bit of it. If I can see his front delts, you can see his front delts, you know, on that far side. So
Yeah.
he's got a he's pulling that forward a little bit. You
Hmm.
know, got real great rear delts. I'm liking the feathering in the glutes and
Yeah.
in the delts, you
Yeah.
know, across the chest. And I think this is the thing that probably got him, because I didn't see that with the other guy.
No, he didn't
You
have that
know,
feathering like that. Not
he
as
does, you know, he didn't have that.
yeah. Yeah, he definitely had him on legs.
And I think this guy is a little bigger too.
Yeah, I don't know how big he is.
But I think he's bigger than the guy that took second.
Yeah.
He's thicker.
Let's go to a good back shot again here. There's a pretty good back shot there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty
And it's
complete
like,
from
yeah,
back.
he's fairly balanced from the upstairs and the downstairs as far as detail goes. He's fairly balanced. There isn't really a clear disparity there.
Mhm. Well, as long as he can go to the Olympia, because I know sometimes they have problems getting out of getting their visa to go. Yeah, he's okay. So looking at him, I mean, this is do you see him top 10 maybe in the Olympia? I know it's kind of hard to say, especially and if you go off of
Yeah,
last,
it's kind of hard to
it's kind of hard to
say.
say because last year's Olympia was not really normal. It's probably the best Olympia
Yeah,
best Olympia I've ever seen.
it's kind of hard to say. I mean, do I think his future looks bright? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Now, what about Wellington? What do you think about him?
Let's back. Let's take a look at Wellington.
Yeah, let's go back here. Uh, this guy is I'm going to be paying attention to him because he just strikes me as uh he has a lot of potential to me, and he can't be very old either. I wonder maybe he's in his 30s maybe.
Hmm.
Let's go to let's see. So this is the oh, I think that is the Brazilian or the Brazilian pro.
Okay.
Okay, so let's go to oh, they don't have too many shots, do they? Go to back lat spread. Well, he's just getting into that. Shot's not a good one.
But I'm looking at how detailed his glutes were though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not a bad shot. He doesn't have the taper that the other guy has. You
No.
know, um, good detail in the quads. I mean, yeah, he's pretty solid.
So,
You know what? But I think if he looked like that at the Arnold Brazil, I
mhm.
don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think, and this was the year before. I think he
Yeah,
looked better here than he did at this year's, don't you? And
yeah. I
I
think
just see it right in his midsection.
sometimes they get so caught up with size. I mean,
And I mean, he could use more width, but I mean, his hamstrings are kicking. He's got the calves. He's got can't really see the glutes here, but he could use some obviously a little bit more on his arms, but yeah, he's pretty complete at his size right now. I mean, he can always get bigger, but he doesn't have any dominant parts that I'm looking at that, you know what I mean?
yeah, that's good. I mean, I mean, it's great that your physique flows.
Yeah, yeah,
You want it to flow.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you take a younger guy like that with potential, and they have a good structure like that, and they have symmetry, then the world's your oyster because you can, you've been training pretty good and genetics are on your side. You can grow everything at the same speed and look complete, and not have something overbearingly bigger or smaller than the other body part and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So anyway, these two guys, yeah, we're gonna have to pay attention to them uh in the future. You
We'll
got
see.
any other?
We'll see what happens later this year.
Yeah,
We'll see if they decide to throw their hats in the Olympia ring.
yeah, yeah. So the second he doesn't have Wellington don't have you have to win a show, right, to get invited to the Olympia.
Um, oh, you can just get an invite, special invite.
Oh, okay, that's true. Yeah.
I mean, that's what they did with Ramy.
Okay. Yeah, you're right, because he's yeah, I'd like to see him in there too. I'd like to see him in there too. Uh, you got anything else to add for the Arnold?
That's about it for me.
Okay.
It's not
Well, it,
wasn't a bad show. I mean,
no.
I thought I thought the first six, seven folks, it looked really good. So
Yeah, I don't
and
think Arnold was there though,
I don't know.
because he's
I
at
don't know.
whenever he's somewhere, he's up on stage and you see him, he says something.
Yeah,
He
yeah, yeah.
wasn't on stage, so
No big celebrities though. That's what it was.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, there wasn't. Regan Grimes handed out awards. He was he was the only one that I actually knew was Regan Grimes.
Mm-hmm.
I think, as far as I seen.
Hmm.
So they're all new bodybuilders. I mean, both those guys have only done a couple shows, so that's pretty cool. Now, how many Arnolds do they have? They have Arnold South America, they have Arnold Europe, and then they have Arnold Ohio.
Yeah. I think that's it.
So three of them.
Maybe I don't. Do they have Arnold Australia? I have to check. I have to check it out. I have to check it out.
Yeah,
He's franchising.
yeah. He's a smart guy, Arnold. He paved the way for all of us to do the sport, pretty much. I mean, as far as I'm concerned. So other news. Halfthor Borgensen did a powerlifting meet this
Yeah, I
weekend.
saw that.
Uh, I love that guy, man. I know something about strongman. I mean, I love bodybuilding. I love
Mhm.
doing it, but if I'm
Mhm.
watching something, it's all about strongman. I love strongman sport.
Mhm.
It's just cool to watch. I mean, and the cool thing about it is everybody can enjoy it, whereas people might not enjoy bodybuilding shows.
Right, right, right,
But
right.
so anyway, he's he wants world's strongest man and all that stuff, and he attempted the deadlift record that Eddie Hall had, which he actually pulled it, but technically there was no judges there. They didn't weigh the weights and all that stuff, so technically it didn't count. But he did pull the what was it, 500 kilos or 501 kilos, or five, it was 501 or 505 or something like that.
Okay.
That was what, a year and a half ago. And then right when he did that, he also announced that he's going to fight Eddie Hall in a boxing match. So him and Eddie Hall, they dropped a whole bunch of weight and they started doing the boxing thing. Had the boxing match, which is a pretty cool match. I watched it. Did you watch that?
I watched some of it.
I was for Eddie. I mean, I love both those guys, but I Eddie just strikes me as just a brawler. I mean, he grew up fighting. The only thing about that fight that I was seeing is Eddie was too damn cocky. He wasn't guarding himself. He just thought it was going to be one punch you're out kind of thing, and it backfired on him. And
yeah, he saw it more as entertainment.
Yeah, he did. So at any rate, he lost that, and both of those guys are just they want to make a big impact in the whole fitness industry, not just strongman. They want to do everything. As we know, Eddie Hall is going to be trying to do bodybuilding next. Which I believe he's working with Greg Doucette on that one.
Okay.
Which is a good thing for him because he wanted to do a bodybuilding show this year, but he's not there. He's not even close to being able to do that.
He's going to be conditioned, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, he's still bulking. That's the problem. And he's like 400 pounds or something like that. And he should not be bulking right now. But anyway, he got Greg Doucette on his side. So, now he's getting some, as far as I know, he's got Greg Doucette on.
Okay.
So that's a good thing. So stuff will change there. But
yeah.
And then we know Thor, he wants to do some records in powerlifting. So that's what he did this weekend. He was pushing, what was it, 500 and
500, I think it was 505, something like that. 500, just a little slightly over 500 pounds.
Yeah. He gets down to the bottom and crack.
Yeah.
There goes his pec. You could hear it too. I should pull up a video.
Well, I didn't have sound on, so I didn't, but I could see it. I saw it separate from the shoulder. Well, so it's separate from the shoulder detachment.
You get a chance, watch Bodybuilding and BS today put one out. I think it was today. But he had different camera angles at it, and it's eerie because you have the one that everybody's seen, and then he has a camera angle on the side, and you can just watch it. Just once he goes down there, crack.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man. So what is he going to do now? Well, that's probably a 6 to 9 month. He's got to take some time off. Is he done?
Yeah.
I don't think so. If he nurses it back, I think he got into powerlifting too quick because he dropped, I don't know how much weight he dropped, but he dropped a lot of weight to do that boxing, and he should have. I don't think he was heavy enough. I know he's pushed that weight before because I've seen him, and I know it's nothing for him. He's a strong ass dude, but I think he just went a little too fast. He was getting a little too ahead of himself and trying to go too hard too quick, and that's what happens. So hopefully this doesn't set him back too far, but he is going to be set back a little bit. Is he going to be able to break records, world records? I definitely think he can, for sure.
We're going to find out.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
It's just, I mean, you got some of those guys, like Larry Wheels, another one, they want to do too much stuff. And, sometimes you just can't do all that stuff. You just can't up and just decide to be a bodybuilder. It's hard to fake that. You know what I mean? You can't fake it, especially as a strongman. Because they're eating 15, 20,000 calories a day, and they don't really, their diet is not like our diet. They do a lot of sleeping. There's no cardio, well, they'll do some cardio before strongman and stuff because a lot of those lifts and stuff they have to do requires it's like HIIT training. So one thing that's cool about strongman, it's not just picking the weight up and putting it back down. Sometimes picking it up and running with it or whatever it is. And they don't know what the events are going to do either for the competitions, and sometimes until like a week before the competition. So they have to just assume, and they have to train accordingly to be able to do whatever the events they have to do, which is cool because it makes it equal across the board. None of the competitors know. So which makes it pretty cool. But I mean, that's a sport. I mean, just like bodybuilding, it's like it takes all your time. It takes all your time to take, you have to train specifically for it. It's not just, you can't just jump from one to the next. I don't think. So not and be the best,
True.
It takes time. So
Yeah.
but anyway, yeah, so that's what we have today. Yeah. You got anything else, Dad?
That's it, man. I think you covered it pretty good.
All right, you guys. Well, that's it for the week. We will see you next week. Yeah, that was it. Sorry, I'm pretty burnt out. We got a little less than 2 weeks and be on stage. So
Just hang on in there, dude. Hang
yep,
in
yep.
there.
Just
Hang
got
in
a
there.
one foot in front of the other is all.
Hang in there. It's coming.
But yeah, so we'll keep you guys up to how's your prep going?
It's going pretty good. I'm in week 3 and stuff. So yeah, I've had to pull I've had to pull some starch a couple of times and stuff. Right now I'm at 50 minutes of cardio and
You just went to 50 minutes
yeah,
Sunday.
I'm just taking one day at a time right now. Just one day at a time.
Are you able to get up to the intensity that you wanted before? Because
Well, the thing about is the thing about this is I'm I feel like I normally do right around about 5 weeks out. You know what I mean? And so at that point, I'm not using those intervals that I was using 5-6 weeks earlier and stuff.
yeah,
I don't have the resources and stuff,
yeah, yeah.
So I'm not able to hit those numbers, but as long as I hit the time,
Yeah.
that's the main thing that matters.
Well, you're right on track though still, because like you said, you're feeling like you're 5 weeks out. You know what I mean? So you're on track, and that's just that means your off season went really well. That's all that means. You
Yeah,
don't have
there wasn't a huge change between off season and prep.
you probably won't be doing 2 hours. Maybe I don't
No,
know.
I don't think I'm gonna get up to. I don't think I'm gonna get
You
up
don't
to
think
2.
so?
I think I'll probably do maybe up to 30 minutes of night cardio.
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking.
yeah.
Just
Right.
based on how everything's going and how my body responds every time I pull something.
Maybe like 4 weeks out or something.
Yeah, I mean, I got plenty of food to pull still. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. How much? How real quick? What are your starches? How many? How many?
Right now I'm down to a half a cup of rice, well, my carbs, half a cup of rice, and I got 2 cups of broccoli, and I think that's it.
You got any fats, avocados, or anything?
Oh yeah, I got avocados. I got 4 ounces of avocados, and then of course my chicken breasts, and my fish. Tilapia actually's got a little bit of fat in it.
It does a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So then you'll just be, you'll take those carbs first, and you'll probably hit up the avocado, get rid of that.
Yeah. The carbs are gonna go first. The starch will go first, and then comes the avocado. And then if I have to, then I will start pulling the veggies. Yeah. I'll start pulling the veg.
I
But
don't
right
think
now,
you're going to get to that point.
actually, I started at a higher calorie count than I did last year, though.
Yeah.
Last year I was about at 22. I started at about almost 25 this time.
Is that right? Wow, that's a big difference, actually.
Yeah.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Awesome. Well, we'll keep you guys posted on how he's doing, how I'm doing, and the news that we find out. So
Absolutely.
anyway, you guys have a good week. Sorry, kind of a day late on this video, but we got it out there. So anyway, stay tuned next week, and thank you for watching, you guys.
Absolutely. Peace out.
Have a good night.